look who remembers this game. I mean, some of you probably do, right? It used to be all over the place, hyped up, even stole the spotlight from JJK Battlegrounds for a minute, and then, poof, vanished. The game I'm talking about is Jujutsu Beatdown. You might not recognize it at first glance. Trust me, I barely did, because they've changed a lot. I'm talking full-on revamp, new map, new combat system, new characters, awakenings. The whole thing feels brand new, and that's exactly what I'm diving into in this video. But real quick before we get into it, make sure to watch the whole video, drop a like, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know what you think about the update. Oh, and include your Roblox username, because if this video hits 500 likes, I'm doing a giveaway. You'll get to pick any game pass from any Roblox Battlegrounds game. Your choice. Let's run it. Alright, before we get into the cool stuff, quick heads up. When I started recording this, the game hadn't been officially released yet, so there might be a few things missing from the showcase, either because they weren't added to the game yet, or I just didn't know about them at the time. Basically, everything you're seeing is still fresh and rolling out. Now, first thing I noticed when I hopped on this morning, the map. And yeah, it's a completely new one. It's actually a Shibuya-inspired map, which is a pretty cool touch. Don't get me wrong though, I'm not the biggest fan of super vibrant environments, and while this one definitely feels different, the overall asset quality feels pretty similar to the old version. That said, it's definitely an upgrade. Bigger, more detailed, and honestly a step in the right direction. They've also tweaked a few mechanics, and one of the coolest changes is the new empowerment system. And while the core idea is still the same, the way it works now is way cooler. So here's how it works now. It's toggleable, which means you can turn it on or off whenever you want. When you activate it, your cursed energy kicks in, giving you a damage boost and unlocking some variant moves. Each of those moves costs a certain amount of energy, which adds a nice bit of strategy. The catch? The energy bar slowly drains over time, but here's the sick part. If you max out the meter, it automatically triggers this special mode. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the full benefit is since you don't need this mode to access the variants, but it seems like it gives you an even bigger damage boost. Either way, it's a solid upgrade from the old system. And now, finally, one of the biggest highlights of this update, the perfect vessel. So no, this isn't a brand new character, but it is Megumi's awakening. Basically, Sukuna Megumi. Yeah, that version. It's such a sick concept, and they pulled it off clean. I'll be showing you what's new with this form, then we'll jump into some quick PvP so you can see what this beast is really capable of, even though it's still a work in progress. Stick around. Alright, I'm just gonna show you what's new with this character, because if you've been keeping up with my past videos, you already know the full showcase, but if you haven't seen it yet, no pressure. Go check those out when you get the chance. Let me break down this move real quick. Basically, it heals you every few seconds while it's active. The deer sticks by your side, kinda like Totality. But here's the catch. Unlike Totality, this NPC can actually get hit during combat and die. So yeah, you gotta be careful. And heads up, you can damage it too with your own moves. Friendly fire is definitely a thing here. Now this right here is one of my favorite moves. Thunder Calamity. I'm telling you, this one can flip the whole fight. Here's the best part. While you're up in the air, you can rain down massive lightning bolts up to 5 times just by spamming M1. And if that wasn't enough, you can follow it up with a burst attack by pressing the button again, targeting an area, and then diving straight down with a huge AoE that slams your opponent and knocks them back. It's clean, it's flashy, and it hurts. And now, one of the most anticipated Shikigami, Merged Beast, Agito. Just like the other deployable Shikigami, Agito can be summoned to stay by your side. And it's a game changer, especially in PvP. It actually fights alongside you and syncs up with your M1 attacks, so you're basically getting a tag team partner. But here's where it gets crazy. Press 4 again, and Agito starts charging up this purple energy. Then boom! It explodes with a massive AoE blast. It's clean, it's powerful, and honestly, it just looks sick.